We're continuing with the Students of the Month for the month of April, and we have Jessica Mailloux, who is a sophomore at Fitchburg High, who's joining us, and also Megan Streb, who is a sophomore. Good to have you here. All right, as sophomores, and a lot of activity going on at the high school, and it's really a very positive thing for you to be selected. You were selected by the faculty as the Student of the Month, so you should be very proud of yourself, because it's not a popularity contest. It's really students who are doing very, very well. So we're always happy to have you and talk with us. Jessica, why don't I start it off with you? What's the best part about being up at Fitchburg High?
Oh, there's so much. The social qualities are good. They're helping to develop social skills that will help me further in life. The academics are good. Band and drama extracurricular activities have helped me a lot to develop myself as a person.
And you went to school, before you came to Fitchburg High, you were at what school?
I was at Memorial.
At Memorial, and before Memorial?
Wrangled and Crocker. I started out at Crocker, then went to Wrangled.
So you've gone right through the Fitchburg Public Schools, huh?
Yep.
That's great. And we have Megan, who's also a sophomore.
Yep.
What's the best things about Fitchburg High?
Well, I enjoy being in drama as well as mock trial. Both of those are a lot of fun for me. Also, just being able to talk with my friends, being in social settings. Also, I have very friendly teachers, so I end up getting in discussions with my teachers about things, and I just enjoy stuff like that.
That's great. That's great. Now, did you, when did you start at Fitchburg? Fitchburg Public Schools? You went to BF before, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to, for preschool I went to Mrs. Crafty's, but that's in Lunenburg.
Okay.
But then I went to Goodrich, then Crocker, then BF.
Good. Well, we love to see students, start from the beginning and then follow all the way through. And we realize that we have a lot of move-ins and move-outs. So you are examples of students who have started with us and have gone right into the high school, which is, we think, very positive. And also the fact that you're able to, get that foundation, move into the middle school and also the high school. Jessica, are you involved in any other activities? Didn't you mention dance? You're involved in that?
Yes, I've been dancing for 10 years.
Okay.
I do a lot. That takes up a lot of my time.
Right.
Band, I also take lessons outside of school.
Yeah.
And then drama I'm involved in.
Very good. And you like English and literature?
Yes.
That's your favorite?
Right. That and Latin.
Now, I know you're going to go on to college. Now, how do you handle the other sciences? Like, you got to know math and you got to know physics and chemistry. Now, do you just put up with those, or do you really get involved in them?
I try the hardest I can. They don't come as naturally to me as English and Latin, for example, but I do the best that I can in those areas.
How about homework? How much homework would you say, average? Now, I know some nights could be more than others, but how much time would both of you spend in an evening on homework?
Couple hours, I'd say.
Maybe one to 2 hours.
Every class varies.
Right.
Some classes really don't give any homework, and some give a lot.
Yes.
So.
Well, one of the reasons why I ask you that is that, of course, this is being played on FATV, and we have students who are watching. And there are some students who are not self-motivated, and they say, well, unless somebody really makes me do the homework, I'm not going to do it, etc. But if you come to school and you didn't have the homework done, would you get the same kind of grades that you're getting now?
No, not at all.
Definitely not, no.
You just wouldn't be.
Well, also, it's not just, they give you a special homework grade, but also I've learned that doing your homework really helps you study for the test. You go over the stuff and you actually learn it. Like, a lot of people, they just don't realize that it helps.
Well, during the school class, 42 minutes or whatever it might be, the teacher can't cover every aspect of it. So the teacher covers as much as they possibly can. In some cases, you're doing the work during the period, etc. But then they will say, okay, you need to cover these pages as well. And the total effort of what you learn in class and what you learn at homework, that's how you become a good student. And time after time, we tell students that this is the case. And sometimes students don't really get it until maybe they're out of high school, and they'll say, oh, is that what you meant?
That doesn't always happen. Sometimes we'll be given homework, and then the next day they'll go over it in class
Right.
if, if kids don't understand it.
Mhm.
So that's also a reason why some kids don't do homework, because they figure that.
It's going to be done
Yeah.
the next day. But
But
invariably,
it just reinforces it.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I've been through school a number of years, and when I remember somebody doing that, the time that I wouldn't do the homework, that would be the time the next day that the teacher didn't go over it. Don't ever plan on that with the idea that that's going to be your way of getting out of it. Megan, you're doing very well in school. Tell a little bit about mock trial. A lot of people wouldn't understand what the mock trial is all about.
Well, we began pretty early in the year, and we started by going over last year's case and making sure we knew the rules and the procedure, because a lot of kids come in and they start off fresh and they don't know anything about it. And we prepare a case that we're given around Thanksgiving. We work on it for a few months, and we have trials against other school systems. There's 3 witnesses on each side. There's a direct examination for each witness, and on the other side there's a cross-examination, and it's just you reenact the trial in front of either a real judge or a lawyer who's acting as the judge.
Mm-hmm. And the same case is given to everybody for the whole year. So you polish that case every time you go against another school, and you don't know if you're going to be on the defense or the plaintiff or...
For the first 3 trials, you are given a schedule on whether you're going to be prosecution or defense.
Okay.
After that, we went to the districts this year, and they have a coin toss.
Right.
Once you win that and you go out of the district, it's a coin toss up from there, and if you lose, you're out of the game.
Right. Well, I've watched a number of mock trials, and I think it's a wonderful way to prepare. It's a wonderful way to get involved in legal aspects. We have our middle school students now involved, and they have the same kind of a case, and I believe that we've done very well in competition. And of course, Jessica's brother, Chris, was very much involved. In fact, we missed the state championship by about that much. And Chris is now at BU.
Yeah.
And I understand that he's still doing some of the mock trial, and they went to, where was it?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa.
They
And
went to the
BU
nationals.
finished 4th?
Fourth out of 64.
That's wonderful. That's great. Well, Chris was an outstanding person, and I'm sure he's going to probably end up in law because he does it so well and loves it so much. But it's a wonderful foundation.
Yeah, it really helps
And
with
it
schoolwork.
helps in all kinds of things
on
to
the-
be able to stand up in front of people.
The new testing that we have to take. When I was doing the English analyzation of a paragraph,
Right,
I could do it, and I think it was mostly because of mock trial
right.
and picking apart the trials.
Well, speaking of the MCAS test, you're going to be taking those in May, okay?
Yeah.
You a little nervous about those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about, they're going to be for grades 4, for grade 8, and grade 10. And the most important thing is that, sometimes people say, well, we really can't study for them, but they're going to be questions that are taken from the frameworks, from things that you're covering in school. So as superintendent of schools, I think they're a good idea because they're really helping you to know what you have learned. And we're going to get on every single student, we're going to get an individual test back. We'll get it back for all of the sophomores. And it will also show the teachers the areas that we need to follow through and focus more, on because students won't do so well in certain areas. So what I don't want students to do, and I'm going to talk to all the sophomores before they take it, is to be fearful. I want them to do the very best job and go into it with the idea that they don't want to be afraid of it And, but to be able to say, it's kind of like going into a mock trial competition, it's, you know, playing in the competition for a band or athletics, do your very best, and let's see if we can compete with other, you know, communities in grade 10, in grade 8, in grade 4. And that's what I want people to learn about. Down the road, if students don't pass it over a period of time, then it could have ramifications as far as graduation. That's not the case with you people this year. But the idea is you want to do your very best because you'll be setting the bar, if you will, for the students in Fitchburg. And I know you'll do very well, but it is a lot.
I have a question. If the students don't do well this year, will the curriculum for the school year be changed?
Well, no, I don't think the curriculum will change. We might emphasize more in a particular area if we find that that area is stressed in the MCAS and we want to be sure that students, you know, aren't disappointed and not prepared. So we'll look at that, and then for the following year, we'll see if we're on target as far as students are concerned. One of the things that we might do is, let's say you didn't pass, there's going to be different sections. There's going to be the math, there's going to be a English, there's going to be a science, and there's a social studies that's going to be kind of a trial. And if you didn't do well, let's say in math, we might say, we want you to take that over again, so you might do it better. It's not compulsory, but at least to be able to say, you know, I did that over, and I can do a better job. That's eventually what's going to happen in all of the schools as we make sure that we raise the bar as far as different areas are concerned and in subject areas. So you're the first one. We're all a little, you know, not fearful, but, you know, nervous about what's going to come through as far as the test, because we haven't seen the test either. So we're looking forward to it. Do you get involved at all with any of the athletics at Fitchburg High? I mean, to go and cheer or, you know, root for your colleagues, or?
I was only able to go to 2 football games. Didn't go to any of the basketball games because I was working.
Okay.
But I enjoy going to the football games, but I usually don't watch the games. I go there for the social setting.
Sure.
I hang out with friends, so.
Well, you know, it's a great social setting, too, over there at Crocker Field. To watch a game in the evening under the lights, it's a beautiful facility, and so we all like to do that. But there is a lot of team spirit up at Fitchburg High, and you know, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, whether it's field hockey or whatever, you know, we love to see the students involved. And also the other extracurricular activities, the drama, the band, and mock trial, and things of this nature. We want a lot of things to be able to choose from. So that's great. Anything you want to ask me as superintendent of schools? Any?
Not that I can think
I
of.
don't think of
of
anything.
No? We've had a relatively mild winter, so it looks like, unless there's something that's going to happen, watch something will happen now with snowstorm, but it looks like we'll only have 2 days that we lost as far as the winter is concerned, so we get out on June 17th.
Sounds good to me.
Right? Usually we have 5 or 6 or 7 days, but it's been a relatively good winter. And it's been a good year, too, where a lot of things are happening. We've got a wonderful program going at the museum with B.F. Brown. You've heard about that, I'm sure, the Museum Art School, Garden Vision. That's a wonderful program. We're getting ready for a new high school. You're just going
to
miss it. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it would be very nice to be the last class to graduate.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. The last one to graduate from Academy Street. And what we'll probably do, though, is as seniors, we'll let you go up there and walk around the building that will be opening in September, even though you're graduating in June 2000. But, we're rather excited about that. And I was talking to one student one time, and I told her, I said, you know, it's too bad you're going to be missing it. And she said, well, actually, I'm not going to be missing it. She said, I'm not going to be able to graduate from the new high school, but I intend to be a teacher, and I want to come back and teach at the new high school. So there's always ways that you can be involved in the new high school, because it's going to be a community high school. Once again, I want to congratulate both of you for being selected as Students of the Month. As I said before, you've been elected by the teachers, and they find you to be very, very fine students. And that's the reason we're taking time to talk with you and also for being models for other students. So I congratulate you. I know your parents are very proud of you. And tonight, we're going to bring you over to the school committee meeting, and we'll give you a certificate and also a certificate to go to McDonald's. So we're very pleased to have you here. I think that kind of wraps up our Students of the Month. It's been a pleasure showing that we have some outstanding students from kindergarten, B.F. Brown, and Fitchburg High. And we're ending with Jessica Mailloux and Megan Streb, who are sophomores at Fitchburg High School. And we look forward to recognizing students in the future. We'll be back again in May to recognize the Students of the Month in May. I thank you and good evening.